Someone up there is trying to touch your heart right this very moment. It's been just 3 minutes since a heavenly messenger was dispatched with a clear directive to me, and my interior is already burning with the urgency to transmit this to you. Don't turn your face away. Don't skip a single line. Something vital is being passed on right now, and the spiritual realm has fallen silent, just to watch you absorb this truth. If you abandon before the end, you might lose an irrecoverable treasure. This is one of those instants that separate what was from what will be after you, re-impacted by this revelation. And if something is already stirring inside you, it's a sign that I'm here present. Have you ever strived to appear fine on the outside while everything inside was crumbling? Have you ever lain down at night questioning why certain things happened, and why some seem always happy while you bear so much weight? You dedicate yourself to your own, guard those you love, quietly intercede for those who don't even imagine you bow in prayer. And in the midst of it all, you've neglected yourself. I know, few notice how much you've endured, but stop for a second now. Feel this. I'm reaching your essence right now. You didn't find this by coincidence. There's a reason this message appeared on your screen. Someone in paradise begged for you to listen to the very last instant, because the solution you seek is contained here. Share this word with those who also need this impact. Subscribe to the channel immediately and stay until the final second, because the climax of the revelation is still coming. There are times when the Spirit cries out, but no one hears, and you've gone through days like that. In the midst of the home's commotion, the noise continued, but in your chest reigned a void that only I could catch. You masked it with smiles at gatherings, helping others, keeping the routine, but internally, there was an abyss. Without you verbalizing it, I perceived it. I notice when your pulse quickens with affliction, when you wake in the early hours with endless thoughts. And even pretending strength, there are times it fails. Right there, I envelop you with greater intensity. I prevented you from breaking. I held you while everything threatened to collapse. There's something essential you must accept now. Something a spirit in heaven begged not to escape you. You've been the support for many. But who supports you? There are periods when you attend to so many that you forget to nourish your own soul. You give everything for those you cherish, and still, there are moments when no one sees your need for help. But I watch. I see when you isolate yourself and stare at nothing, trying to decipher the future. I see when you long for a sign, a gesture, a confirmation. And today, I am that confirmation. Because that beloved soul by my side begged for you to have this certainty. And here it is. I keep active intentions for your home. I still hold open commitments for your loved ones. I still reserve wonders with your name engraved. And if you continue listening, you'll understand that what seemed irreparably lost will soon be recovered before your eyes. You overcame situations you kept to yourself and remain resilient. This isn't a disguise of fragility. It's sacred vigor. You were forged by me in every drop shed in secret, in every dawn without spirit. But that you faced anyway. I master this path. It was I who guided you in the darkest days and protected you in imminent risks. How many narrow escapes you had without even noticing. How many sleepless dawns were guarded by guardians around you. And right in this moment, paradise is releasing something you must capture with conviction. Because that soul that passed and now accompanies me saw you crying silently and begged for this word to reach you. This isn't mere content. It's a scheduled meeting between your soul and mine. Do you miss someone? And that missing sometimes oppresses like a void nothing fills. You try to move on, but there are days when the memory invades everything. A scent, a melody, a look that makes the memory throb. But today I declare, it wasn't goodbye, just a passage. That essence you adore pulses more alive than ever in my light. And do you know what it begged? That you don't stop, that you live with passion, that you smile genuinely. For where it resides, there is no suffering, no absence, no melancholy. There is shine, serenity, and joy. But it still nurtures affection for you. And it was that affection that stirred heaven for you to receive this now. Continue listening, for what I'll say next can heal what seemed incurable. Have you noticed that lately the burden has increased? Not just externally, but intimately. There's a spiritual barrier, as if the environment were heavier. This indicates something grand is approaching. But before the change comes the test. Before the healing comes discouragement trying to stop you. And if you back down now, you lose what's about to be granted. So hold on. Look inside and find the remnant of your belief. No matter if it seems tiny, one seed is enough. I am the one who waters, and now I water your soul with this declaration. And as you absorb, something in you rebuilds. A validation is delivered. And if you reach the end, you'll grasp what only those tuned to my spirit understand. Some commitments delay, not by my forgetfulness, but because I was preparing something in you. Did you notice how you became more attentive to the eternal? How your priorities shifted? How certain things lost meaning? This isn't random. It's a sign that I'm polishing you. What you awaited from the outside, I do inside. And upon completion, the surroundings will transform too, including those circumstances you judged without exit. That entrance that closed with force will be flung open with power. That verdict that seemed final, I can alter. That person you saw as unreachable, I can impact immediately. And all this happens while you listen. Have you ever wondered why certain days weigh without visible cause? There's something to catch in the spiritual plane. You're in the focus of gifts the adversary tried to block, but nothing I destine will be obstructed. What I crafted is yours. And even if they tried to silence you, demean you, sabotage you, none of those influences will triumph. Paradise has already proclaimed. This is the period of your recovery, not just superficial, but deep. And those who accompany me in heaven rejoice in this choice, because an adjustment occurs. Your essence tunes to my intention. That's why every phrase you catch now isn't just a note, it's a protection being placed over you. Don't stop before absorbing everything. There's a final concession coming that will bring transformation to your home. You pleaded for your family in quiet, asked for protection for those you cherish, sometimes without them knowing, and even thought your pleas went unheard. But I affirm, none escaped my ears. And now I act in realms you don't see. I'm removing individuals who wished you ill. I'm eliminating negative influences in your children. I'm fortifying your dwelling, and it all started from your discreet dedication. Someone in heaven noticed your consecration, and it was for that affection that this word found you. You're not isolated. A spiritual network supports your every move, and the next phase of your trajectory will be marked by signs that will ratify everything I express now. You felt abandoned, as if your surrender was just one more, as if heaven didn't note every time you deprived yourself to support a loved one. But today the view from above is clear. Everything you sowed in hidden tears is about to sprout before your eyes. The period that seemed wasted will become testimony. The zeal you had for others will return as heavenly harvest. There are pleas that became buried seeds, and when the soil darkened, you thought it was the end. But there, in solitude, I began the work. When no one saw, I saw. While you judged yourself ignored, I cultivated robust roots. Now the sprouting moment has come, and nothing will block the clarity from reaching what I prepared to bloom in your path. What seemed forgotten will become undeniable. You've dealt with loads few would grasp. They are mute demands, rigorous looks, painful lacks, but a vigor emerged in you precisely in these times. A vigor that didn't come from praises or ovations, but from persistence forged in suffering. And it's that vigor I prize, not what the world notices. I consider what you do when no one watches, the care you offer even exhausted, the affection you give without return. I know what you sacrificed. I know the arduous choices you made, the times you silenced for harmony, the desires you suppressed to sustain the family. Nothing was useless. Nothing escaped my gaze. And now I position myself by your side. There are commitments that seemed remote but are already accelerating. There are things emerging from where you don't even imagine. Blocked entrances begin to unblock due to your loyalty. Did you experience fear? Yes. No shame in that. Fear of what might come, fear of not enduring, fear of losing what you love. But even trembling internally, You stayed. Even with an agitated heart, you chose trust. And now I honor that trust, because fear didn't overcome the belief you preserved deep down. That belief, however small, is enough to move the immovable. And that's what I do now. Every commitment I made to you bears the seal of my loyalty. And even with time past, none was forgotten. There are things you longed for in the past, but that required spiritual maturation to endure. I don't delay, I prepare. And when everything aligns with what I traced for you, the impossible will flow naturally, without struggle, without anguish, only by the gentleness of my goodness. You were loyal even without visible fruits. And that's unusual. Many abandon without signs, but you persisted. And that mute loyalty has relevance to me. Now begins the time when the hidden manifests. What you maintained by belief will be maintained by prodigies. I'm providing resources from where there were none. I'm raising individuals who will respond to sectors you didn't even know to notice. I saw the moments you sat staring into the void, trying to decipher why everything went wrong simultaneously. I was there not to demand but to strengthen you. And even without perceiving, you rose stronger from that silence. And what you couldn't express verbally, I caught in the spirit, because I know you beyond what you show. I know what you need before you plead. And that's why today I come to meet you. There's a healing being granted now, not just in the physical, but in the soul. Wounds you ignored still open are being touched by my hand. Affective scars, arduous memories, impressions from yesterday that still hurt. I'm rewriting your narrative from where it broke, and everything you faced will become testimony of resurgence. Because what the opponent tried to immobilize you with, I'll use as propulsion. You must grasp that God's silence was never rejection. It was edification. While you judged nothing was happening, I shaped your answers internally. And now that you've arrived here, I can entrust you with what others couldn't bear, because you passed in the secret. And those who pass in the hidden gain honor in the manifest. And that honor arrives as family recovery, unexpected healing, improbable reunion. I believe in God's design because I am who knows the designs I have for you, declares the Lord. Designs of prosperity and not of harm, designs of hope and future, Jeremiah 29:11. And those designs activate in your existence this instant. A new period is dawning without fanfare, but with depth, and if you feel it, it's because your essence already connects to what pours now. You've experienced a peculiar fatigue, not just bodily, it's an existential burden, as if carrying something not just yours. And indeed it has been so because you absorb others' sufferings, imposed obligations, hopes not yours. But today I come to relieve you. I myself separate yours from what should never have been on you. And you'll notice lightness where there was compression before. The solutions you awaited will come in unexpected ways. People who despised you will need to listen to you. Places that barred you will extend invitations. Circumstances that seemed fixed will change in days. Not by others' will, but because I resolved to act. And when I act, nothing impedes. I'm recovering your authority, redefining your essence, and restoring what was unjustly taken. There's a new period over your home, but first I organize the internal. I'm healing the invisible. Accumulated sensations, phrases that cut you, memories that bind you. I clean it with gentleness, and as you absorb this word, you'll notice something changes in your view of the world. Because when I touch, even feeling alters, and that's what happens now. You've wondered so many times if there was still time, if it was possible to restart, if it wasn't too late. And I answer, not only is there time, but this is the exact time. I master the eternal clock. Nothing escapes my domain. And if you grasp this now, it's because the hour has come. The hour to live what you only dreamed. The hour to repair bonds, to see commitments fulfilled. The hour to smile again with a relieved heart. There's someone in heaven pleading for you, an essence that knows your affliction and your journey. Someone who already enjoys glory and cries for you not to waste this opportunity for restart. That person asked you not to lock your heart, not to surrender to bitterness, to believe again, and I attended. That's why this word arrived, because affection doesn't end in departure. It continues, and continues in me. And I connect heaven to earth to renew you completely. You crossed stages where you swallowed tears so as not to disturb anyone, where you endured humiliations, criticisms, and oppressive silences. But now I cover you with a new veil, the veil of recovered dignity. The time of humiliation closes, and the time of restitution begins. Every part of you that was demeaned I exalt. Every sphere of your life that was neglected will be reinforced by my equity. You've pleaded for individuals who ignore that you still cry for them, who don't dream how many nights you lost thinking of them. I saw everything, and that's why now I act, not just for you, but for each one linked to your heart. Your name weighs for me, because it's a mediator's name. And where there's someone tied to your belief, the gift will extend. This is the period when I multiply your loyalty in others. There were stages where you felt in the dark, without direction, without voice, without breath. But even there I was. Darkness doesn't intimidate me. I am the clarity. And where my clarity penetrates, every shadow dissolves. Today you are illuminated, not by pretty expressions, but by spiritual vision. You know something different is happening, and it is. I light a light in your path, and it won't extinguish. When everything appears the same, that's when I operate most. Because not always is acting immediate. There are things in the hidden that haven't revealed yet, but continue, because the hidden will become manifest at the precise moment. You'll see with your eyes what you only believed by faith. And on that day, every weight will justify itself. Every veiled tear will be validated by an inexplicable happiness. You need to cease self-blame. Not everything was up to you. Some things just happened. But I take care of that. I'm cleaning the guilt, extirpating suffering at the root. The forgiveness you didn't release is being processed in your heart. Because I don't want you carrying others' weight. I want you to walk loose, pure, free. And this starts now with the healing descending from above. I'll raise you from places that seem to drag you down, circumstances that suffocated you, voices that belittled you, repetitions that seemed eternal. Today I break those cycles and place you on a new base, because your existence won't be an echo of sufferings. It will be defined by a heavenly turnaround. You came to the world to transcend, and I am who guides you safely to the final destination. The dread of losing can't dictate your moves. You've lived avoiding new wounds, but that also blocks you from new joys. I invite you today to open to the unprecedented, not to look ahead based on what stayed behind. What approaches is different, and I command. Thus you can rest, not because everything is in human control, but in mine. There are healings that don't come by medication, but by spiritual concession, and that's what I execute now. There's a purification in affections, in malicious phrases you heard, in wounds time didn't close. My impact is deep. It goes beyond the superficial. Where no one dared to touch, I touch. And where no one believes in change, I rewrite the narrative with salvation. You entered paths you shouldn't, made choices you regret today. But I don't condemn you. I recover you. Genuine remorse is invitation for the prodigy to begin. And from the instant you turn to me, everything is redeemed. Yesterday won't be a cell anymore, but testimony. Where there was failure, there will be goodness. Where there was stumble, there will be restart. Time doesn't go back, but I can restore what was lost in it. The consumed years, the days that seemed futile, the interrupted longings. I am the Lord who vivifies the sterile, and you won't end this stage as you started. What comes exceeds what you conceived. Because I don't operate with earthly measures, I operate with overflow. What eyes didn't catch, I manifest. I believe in God's design. Fear not, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, help you, and uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. These declarations aren't just for tomorrow. They are support for now. Even if the surroundings deny, this reality persists. I am with you. That's enough for you to advance. What seemed to delay was me granting you endurance. And now that your soul is firmed, I can release what I reserved. It wasn't refusal, it was guarding. There are gifts that need structure not to dissipate, and you are ready. The edification occurred in silence, but the fruits will come to everyone's knowledge. What was hidden will now be celebrated as triumph, and no one will deny my action. You matter more than you suppose. Paradise stirs for your loyalty. Your home is surrounded by eternal commitments. Even when the world labels your journey as failure, I see my light revealing in it. You will still witness recoveries that seemed improbable. And when it happens, you'll know no act of belief was futile. I honor your every gesture, even the invisible ones. There are phrases that still hurt upon recall, expressions said in fury that left deep grooves. But today I proclaim, no malicious phrase has dominion over you anymore. I annul pacts made in suffering and free your mind from affective cells. Heavenly truth surpasses any earthly accusation. And the truth is, you are cherished, chosen, protected. Nothing alters that. You thought you wasted time, let chances escape. But my goodness isn't limited to linear time. I am the master of time. And what you believe lost, I can rescue in another way. You'll see entrances opening in fields that seemed eternally sealed. Because when I resolve to act, even the unrealizable yields. Trust. What arrives is greater than awaited. The gift gestates in silence. You don't see it yet, but it advances. Worldly noise tries to convince you of inertia, but the greater work is done where the eye doesn't reach. Trust the flow. I operate while you rest, and at the right hour, everything unveils with clarity. The harvest time follows the roots, and yours is deeper than ever. You've already borne loads others couldn't, and without applause, persisted. That endurance isn't human. It's spiritual, and that's why now heaven inclines in your favor. A heavenly retribution is being released. What you planted by belief returns in glory. What was done in secret will be compensated in the open, because I see beyond facades. I'm touching family bonds, distant links, cold hearts, relations without apparent return. I recover. Where there was division, I put reconnection. Where there was coldness, I rekindle affection. The family is my design, and you'll see recoveries beyond reason, because what human affection can't achieve, my spirit achieves. You'll still see reunions full of healing. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone. The affliction of pleasing, the dread of rejection, the pressure to always explain, I release you from that. You don't define yourself by mistakes, but by the goodness that reaches you. And that goodness touches your essence now, reaffirming your worth, erecting a new story about who you are in me. From here on, you'll walk looser. How many times did you judge not being attended that your pleas bounced? But today I show none was despised. Each was stored and now fructifies. You'll see answers arriving sequentially, not as you fantasized, but in the ideal way. Because I know what you need, even when you ask for the desired, and what I grant is to make you grow. You exist in an era where many doubt, but your belief won't waver. Even among opposing voices, your certainty will be anchor. I fortify you to stay because while many stop at the first obstacle, you chose trust. And that trust generates prodigies. Hold on. I guide you even in confusing directions. I am the direction. Fresh joy is arriving in your daily life. Simple moments that will regain light, healthy bonds, surprise contacts, minimal gestures that inflame hope. Because not everything comes with clamor. Sometimes the greatest gift arrives in the quiet of the everyday. And it's there I want to reveal to you. I was never absent, always in the details. And now you'll learn to notice me where you saw void before. And what follows won't be just a gift, it will be a ratification. You'll know with all spiritual certainty that it was I who touched you. Because I speak in a way the soul catches, and when I speak there are no uncertainties, only serenity. A serenity that invades, rearranges, returns purpose. And in that state, you'll proceed with security. Paradise is near. Continue listening, for the voice still echoes. You're closer to realization than you suppose, and without noticing, your steps guide with exactness. There's a hidden order organizing the lost. I orient every gesture, even when you believe you're still. What was delay now shows as guarding. I barred you from entering where they'd harm you. I locked entrances that seemed ideal but hid illusion. Everything was Zelado, and now the unveiling begins. While you long for great signs, I manifest in details. In that inexplicable endurance, in that relief without cause, in that solution at the right moment. It's me, the invisible, becoming palpable. And as you sensitize, everything gains new meaning. The common turn signal. You learn to see me even in silence. And that revolutionizes everything. Something unprecedented is generating in you. Not just a new period, but a new you in that period. Old scars close. Ancient fears dismantle. You rebirth with more wisdom, more discernment, more depth. And that rebirth is vital for what I crafted. Don't carry to the next period the garments of the previous. Today I cover you with intention's robes. You must grasp there's something inimitable in you. The impact I gave is singular. The way you love, listen, face life was sculpted by unique experiences, and all that matters in my domain. Don't compare. Don't annul yourself. What you carry is too precious to hide. It's by your uniqueness that other existences will be impacted. You already wanted to drop everything, but still stayed. That reveals who you are and how much you trust me even without fully understanding. And it's that mute trust now rewarded. I'm releasing over you an unknown endurance, a clarity that will make you see the path with new eyes. What seemed fog begins to clear. Don't ignore what happens in your intimate. There's a distinct agitation there. It's as if something unblocks, rearranges, repositions. That flow may confuse now, but it's essential. I clean the space for the new to fit. Ancient affections, buried guilts, frustrated hopes. Everything removes. The new doesn't sprout in polluted land. Perhaps you believe no one understands you fully, that your afflictions are too unique to explain, but I decipher them all. Before you think I know. Before you speak, I feel. My presence is independent of words, and that's why now, even silent, you notice something changing. I manifest when the heart opens, and yours opens as it hasn't done in a long time. The impact you receive today doesn't aim to emotionally move transiently, but to initiate a continuous flow. I don't operate with empty shocks. I operate with authentic changes. And what activates now in you will be like inextinguishable flame, a longing for more of me, a hunger for depth, a search for essence. And in that flow, you'll surprise yourself with solutions awaited for years. I believe in God's design. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted over the earth. Psalms 46:10. That call to rest isn't interruption, it's orientation. The soul that rests in me becomes more robust than the storm around. It's not evasion, it's preparation. While you calm the heart, I move the parts. While you wait, I progress in your favor. The expressions that came out of your mouth in arduous days also reached me, not as challenge, but as plea. Even when questioning, there was veiled belief, the belief of who didn't want to let go just to grasp. And I received each one. Your doubts don't offend me. Your genuine questionings attract me. I prefer a soul that cries for meaning to one that silences by inertia. You were tested in invisible fields, fought battles that didn't get likes, endured pains that didn't become stories and continued. That for me has eternal weight. And now I repay in glory what was overcome in silence. The crown I prepare isn't of earthly praises. It's of heavenly splendor. Your existence will be defined by an internal turnaround to external. Don't let yesterday dictate your current choices. What occurred doesn't need to bind you. Yes, there were lapses, there were illusions, but nothing surpasses my forgiveness. I don't just erase, I remake. Where you erred, I plant discernment. Where you fell, I erect base. What seemed end for me is material for new beginning. Don't define yourself by the past. There's more narrative to be traced. There are gifts that arrive mute. They don't proclaim, don't warn, but revolutionize. They invade routine and resignify everything. They are contacts that heal, solutions that relieve, simple instants with depth. And those gifts are already advancing. Prepare the heart to notice, because only those attentive to the spirit recognize what the natural still ignores. You weren't forgotten and never will be. Even when the world disregards you, I notice you. Even when your victories go unnoticed, I celebrate with you. Because I master the backstage, I know the cost to arrive where you are and know what you still long for. Your longings matter to me and aren't archived. They're being sculpted to become solid realities. They won't delay. The commitment I made to you doesn't expire. It remains intact despite the years. I'm not limited to dates or human agendas. When the right instant arrives, everything realizes. Even if it seems slow, don't be dismayed. There's something parallel being forged that requires time, and when ready, it will be impeccable. You'll grasp that the wait made sense, that the time was polishing. Today I invite you to trust as never, not by feeling but by knowing who I am, because affections vary, but my loyalty remains. When the heart hesitates, recall our history. I already freed you before, healed you before, proved to you before, and I'll do it again. Nothing changed in my affection. It's constant, secure, current. You can lean on it with all intensity. There's a domain being granted to you, a place where you'll flourish free, a space where your soul will breathe new. I take you out of tight corners, restrictive bonds, small ideas. I'm expanding you, and that expansion starts internally. As you free yourself inside, I free external conquests. Everything has rhythm, and it accelerates. You got used to surviving, to satisfying with the minimum, the almost, the basic, but I'm not Lord of leftovers. I'm Father who overflows. And now I teach you to await more, to ask more, to believe more. Because your inheritance isn't scant, it's abundant. You don't need to fit into what belittles you. I open space to live fully, and that period already begins. What I build in your life doesn't shake, because the base is made with depth. Nothing shallow resists the storm, but what's erected in me endures. So don't fear the gales. They don't come to demolish, but to prove solidity, and you're more solid than you imagine. What comes after the storm will be more stable, more matured, more splendid. There are things you still haven't grasped, but already decided in your favor. Paradise doesn't wait for your comprehension to act. It waits only for your surrender. And you surrendered even with fear, even with doubts. That mute bravery reached heights. While you believe you only resist, I see advance. Every step of yours counts. Every yes in belief builds hidden paths for what follows. I master the rhythm of your exhaustion. I know the days you wake on autopilot, just fulfilling, without vigor to dream. But today I sow hope in your thoughts. You came for more than surviving. There's an unexplored happiness on the way. It's time to rediscover the joy in existing, not just being, but blossoming. This starts internally, with hope pulsing again. Cloudy days don't define the grace of your journey. There were dark sections, yes, but I'm the writer who turns suffering into verse. What was lived isn't lost. Every drop shed in secret irrigated the ground of change. What seemed end is just the start of a new time. And looking back, you'll see the confusing was path to the prodigy. I'm recovering your sensitivity. Life's demands hardened parts of your heart. For defense, you learned to feel less. But with the pain went the dreams. Now I reopen that space, not for suffering to return, but for hope to rebirth. You'll be moved again by the simple smile without fear. Feel truly alive. There's something you didn't tell anyone, but carry for ages. A memory, a burden, a sense of guilt you never released. I know, and I tell you now, you're absolved, not by merit, but because I resolved to love you despite everything. My forgiveness isn't prize, it's goodness. Accept this release with humility. You don't need to carry what I already left on the cross. There are expressions you need to hear again, but with new meanings. Love, restart, serenity, trust. When said before, they hurt because they came with falsehoods. But today, I speak with truth. Love without agenda, restart with firm base, serenity independent of conditions. Trust, born of presence. Let the meaning of these expressions heal in you. You were hurt by unkept commitments. People failed. Paths changed. The feeling of abandonment followed you in key moments, but I never left. Even when everything went, I stayed, and stay, ready to recover you with an affection that doesn't deceive. Don't base on what's said, base on what's shown. And what I show now is loyalty without end. There's intention in everything, even in suffering, interruptions, waits. What you don't see now will reveal with time. And when grasping arrives, everything will fit. The loose pieces of the puzzle will gain form. And you'll see that, without noticing, I led everything. Your heart can rest. Your journey doesn't escape control. It's in my hands. I believe in God's design. Those who sow with tears will reap with joy. Psalms 126:5. This declaration lives for you. What was sown with pain doesn't stay without echo. The harvest time arrives, and not any harvest. It will be a season of gratitude. You'll be moved by what's prepared, because I do beyond the request. Think beyond the expected. You're being forged to endure more than the human eye catches. That spiritual endurance you carry isn't natural. It was built in the secret, in every plea without vigor, in every choice without motivation. Now that strength will open paths, you'll be solution for others, not just by phrases, but by existence. Your life will be mute beacon. The suffering you felt won't be useless. It generates empathy. You'll understand the afflicted better. Speak with more authenticity. Listen with more compassion. That sensitivity will make your presence turn cure. I pour wisdom through your journey, and where there was agony, there will be relief. Where there was lack, there will be overflow. You'll be channel of an affection that recovers without criticizing. I know what you long for, even without verbalizing. I know the dreams shelved by fear of disappointment, but don't settle with little. I didn't form you for the superficial. Depth awaits you. There are unimaginable concretizations. Don't limit my doing by what's seen. My inventiveness has no limits, and what comes will surpass every expectation. There's a period when everything seems silenced, without echo, without change, just muteness. But it's in that period the spirit matures. Muteness isn't lack, it's preparation. When I'm silent, I observe your posture, and you didn't retreat. That impels me. You stayed. And now I break the muteness with orientation, with revigor, with echo. Stay alert. Something is already releasing. You have a merit that transcends what you produce. You don't need to conquer my affection. It's already yours. It doesn't depend on performance. It doesn't exhaust with time. It remains solid, even when you waver. I love you in your processes, and that love washes your soul from the need for acceptance. You suffice, not for having everything resolved, but because I sustain you with goodness. There are days you can't plead and believe that distances you, but it's on those days I approach more. I catch the silences. I listen even to thoughts. Don't blame yourself for tiredness. I care for you even when you don't care for yourself. Just breathe. Just stay. I hold your hand, even when your strengths don't respond. What I do in you is perennial, independent of season, climate, scene. It's a mute and irreversible work. Your belief, however small, is enough to keep heaven attentive. Because belief that remains in arduous times has enormous spiritual weight. Don't underestimate what you carry. There are people blessed just because you're standing. Your persistence is visionary. You'll dream again. Ample dreams, pure, loose. You'll have courage to imagine a beautiful tomorrow. Trace new paths in the heart. I'll inspire you again, take you out of survival mode, lead you back to the creation table, where everything emerges, where joy resides. Because when I recover, I also return creativity. You won't be just healed, you'll be fully revigorated. I'm surrounding your mind, guarding your thoughts from assaults. You were targeted by causeless anxieties, but now I bring lucidity, clarity, a focus that will make you see with balance. You won't be dragged by affective tumult anymore. You'll walk firm. Even if the surroundings oscillate, you'll know who supports you, and that consciousness will be your shield. The sensation of paralysis breaks. I take you out of inertia. I take your soul from the point where everything seemed stagnated. There's an acting starting now. You'll feel impulse to move, to start unprecedented, to break old patterns. That stimulus comes from me. Don't ignore. It's vital breath. And it blows now in this word, in this instant. I act. You won't carry this burden alone. I raise people around you who will catch you. People sent by me with authentic empathy. Friendships that heal. Presences that welcome. You didn't come for isolation, and the time of relational scarcity closes. Where there was coldness, there will be human warmth. Where there was distance, there will be genuine union. You carry in your chest a lack no one deciphers. It's an inexplicable absence, a void left by who departed without warning, without goodbye, without just reason. But today I envelop you with illogical comfort. That person rests with me in serenity, in splendor, and even far from your gaze, is closer than you imagine. The affection didn't perish. It just crossed time's confines. Your days haven't been gentle. Routine oppresses, obligations divide you, and rest seems postponed. But I master every detail. I know the effort to keep everything flowing. I know how much you set aside your desires to attend others' urgencies. And that's why now I visit you with vigor, with relief, with a touch that rescues your humanity and returns your joy of existing. What you long for isn't material, but a serenity the world doesn't give. It's a serenity that dwells in the spirit, a presence that silences affliction and embraces the soul. I bring that to you today. I am the rest your heart seeks. You don't need echoes to find serenity. You need presence. And my presence rests over you now. Perceive. Feel. There are unsaid things, trapped phrases, unshared affections, and that erected walls in you. But today I demolish those barriers. I'm releasing what's stuck. Your voice will return free. Your heart will trust again, and you'll live deeper bonds, real, without fear of rejection or misunderstanding. I listen to what you don't even dare say. I know the anguishes in your silences, the pressures you don't confess, and still I chose to support you. Not by merit, but by affection. You don't need to prove, just allow being cared for. Today I didn't come to charge. I came to recover, not with demands, but with goodness, with transformative presence. This phase demands more than you thought you could bear. But in every touched limit I reveal new strength. You surprise yourself, and that reflects what's planted in you. You didn't even know you were so tenacious. Now you know, and that consciousness marks. From here, your belief will be more solid, your gaze more optimistic, your life looser. You've blessed many without noticing. There are existences impacted just by your continuing, even fatigued, by your resolute gaze, even in doubt, by your generosity, even in lack. I use your journey to illuminate others. You don't need fanfare, just be authentic. And that's what you do. That's what I celebrate in you now. You asked for echoes, awaited clear signs, and sometimes frustrated with muteness. But not all muteness is absence. Many times it's preparation. While awaiting external direction, I worked in internal perception. Because before moving the outside, I transform the gaze. And now you see differently, notice subtleties, recognize details. That too is prodigy. It's vision. Life wasn't gentle with you. There were rigorous phases, unjust realities, situations greater than you. But you endured. And more, you matured. You're not the one from before. You're more conscious, more attentive, more robust. That fructifies from what I allowed you to live, not to punish, but to form. And what's born in you is worth more than any explanation. I believe in God's design. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff comfort me. Psalms 23:24. You crossed deep valleys and are here. That already evidences my care. Nothing stops you when I guide. No darkness is enough to extinguish the light I put in you. Thoughts of abandonment didn't come from weakness, but because the pressure is real. Only those advancing want to stop. But no, you didn't come to retreat. There's intention in every step, and when you believe you only resist, I see sowing tomorrow. Don't stop now, there's a turnaround occurring. What seemed routine will be broken by a new period. You're more loved than you suppose, not for doing, but for being. That essence isn't lost in lapses. It doesn't extinguish in falls. You're seen with eternal eyes. While many see you by appearance, I see by the perennial. I catch what others don't, and that's why I insist on you, because I know your essence, and I'll make you blossom from it. Your journey is still being written. The past was just prelude. There are whole pages awaiting, chapters of reunions, surprise victories, deep healings, and what will surprise most won't be what comes, but who you become while it happens. Because the greatest prodigy won't be outside, it will be inside. You'll be another, and who knows you in that new time will see my light. You've lived a re-education in the spirit. You learn to listen more than speak, to wait more than run, to trust more than control. And that process, though mute, is potent. You exchange the immediate for constancy, affliction for belief, rigidity for serenity. That has eternal merit because I mold mine with patience, and who surrenders to that time is never the same again. I don't judge you for interruptions. There are days stopping is vital. Rest is also holy. I don't delight in overload but in surrender. You don't need to move always to be effective. Sometimes the greatest act of belief is to rest. Trust that without doing I act. And today that's the call. Rest, not in flight, but in trust. Let me care. You'll see individuals returning. People who lost you by immaturity but now notice your merit. Not as before, not with old vices, but with maturation. Reunion is part of healing, and where there was rupture, there will be repair. Not by earthly force, but by heavenly touch. I'm recovering bonds, retaking connections, and the lost will be returned with more depth and authenticity. There's a new grasping arriving to your mind like light in fog. The confusing aligns. Phrases that hurt lose weight. Circumstances that immobilize don't affect. That's called spiritual maturity, and you're guided by that direction. Your mind heals and clarity will be your new living. You've felt detaching from some and that unsettles. But no, there are bonds that need to end for others to sprout. Not all fit in the unprecedented I prepare. It's not repudiation, it's orientation. I distance the non-contributive. I approach the edifying. Trust me in losses. They always announce beginnings. Solitude visited you lately. Even among crowds you feel void. But I'm who fills, who inhabits unreachable corners. And today I invade that void with presence, with essence, with plenitude. You're not alone. You never were, and won't be. My company is constant, though invisible, it's authentic, and changes the internal to the external. Your physical also reflects affections, the wear, the pains, the guarded tension. But today, I touch that. The healing I bring isn't partial. It reaches the whole. Soul, mind, body, spirit. I don't want just your belief. I want your entire existence recovered. And this starts with bodily relief, with peace in the bones, with rest in the flesh. Allow being cared for integrally. The next move won't be yours, it will be mine. You're at the point of just trusting, resting, and observing heaven acting. I'll surprise you, and when it happens, you'll know nothing was casual. Everything will fit. Everything will make sense, and when you'll look back with gratitude, there's still more unveiling. Stay attentive to what's born. If this word impacted your essence and you felt paradise stirring in your favor, don't let it stop here. There's an infinite source of vitality, orientation, and revigor awaiting in every new content. Like now to seal what's released over your existence. Subscribe to keep this connection with words that build and share with those you cherish. Because prodigies multiply when shared. Stay here. God still has much to unveil in your heart. You didn't reach the end by chance. What started as simple word became heavenly meeting. There's a flow of visions running, and every phrase that touched your soul came with perennial intention. Don't let this experience end as passing emotion. It was seed in your spirit. And now water that seed with constancy, belief, and presence. Like now to seal in gesture of agreement what heaven activated over you. This isn't just gesture, it's spiritual affirmation. It's like raising hands in mute worship and declaring, I accept. Subscribe to keep alive this connection with the promises God releases. In every new video, there's fresh portion of orientation, healing, and echo waiting. And by sharing, you plant what's received. Because prodigies aren't possession, they're seeds. And what's sown with belief returns multiplied. Stay here because God still has much to unveil in your heart. The trajectory doesn't end when the video ends. It just begins.